What up, world? NCD back at you with another live. Talking about personal experience in this new world and what we got to look forward for. This new world means new technology, energy, new forms of money, new forms of systems. It's a lot of new things that's going on. Davos, Switzerland. World Economical Forum, Davos, Switzerland, was last week, past 2 weeks. Last week and, about the last 2 weeks. Davos, Switzerland, the World Economical Forum. Well, explains a lot with what you're experiencing in the new world so far, and lack of information about what's going on in the new world. Well, the information is there, because if you happen to tune into the World Economical Forum, and they have a YouTube channel, and they went live with a lot of forums that they did, a lot of forums, a lot of format, a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions. They went live with the President of the United States. They went live with Prime Minister from, I think, Canada. It's a variety of big players within this world of what they say, geopolitical, geo-finance, economics, that whole structure of what's going on of the new world, and what we're going to be seeing in terms of money, in terms of systems, in terms of food, in terms of the AI, the big talk, the AI talk. The big talk was AI. Also, a lot of talks about what's going on globally with the job market and how AI is going to impact the job market globally, how it's also going to impact the food industry. In this new world, they talk about, and it's not like it's going to happen later on, because it's already existing. So if you would have tapped into the World Economical Forum, they spoke about AI and how AI is going to be introduced to a wide variety of industry, including the stock market, including the food industry, including agriculture, right? Hey, what's going on? Shout outs to you. Masu, shout outs to you. So in terms of the new world and balancing what's going on, my experience so far, and I probably wouldn't even experience if I wasn't like, shout outs to my coach. He don't even like to be called a coach. But shout outs to my mentors, and shout outs to my coach. And my coaches and my mentors then put me on certain information in regards to money, in regards to finance, in regards to what's going on geopolitically, right? It's a lot of things that's under the table that's not really talked about, and some of it is up front, all right? So let me try to get back and collect my thought and exactly what point of view I was trying to point out and why I'm experiencing the new world. And I wouldn't know about it if I didn't know some information. So check out the dollar, right? Check out the dollar index and what has going on with the dollar index within the last, not even that much, last week, right? Check out what happened with the dollar index within the last week. The dollar index has dropped, I believe, about 6 to 7%. Now, what does that mean for you? That means that if you had money in the savings account, right? And I think it dropped by, let's say, I don't want to say 10%, but it's gearing towards dropping by 10%. So let's put it this way. If you had $100 in a savings account, and that $100 value was at $100, but the dollar of the index dropped by, say, 10%. It's not that much. Right now it's about 6 to 7%, but it's going towards 10%. You had $100 in your savings account. Right now, your $100 is still $100, but compared globally, your $100 is only worth $94 compared to the dollar index, compared to other currencies. And this kind of stuff blows my mind, because you're not gonna see this stuff on the regular news, right? You're not gonna see this stuff. It's in the newspaper. It's out there, but it's not gonna be publicized or mainstream like how it is. But if you would have tapped into that World Economical Forum, Davos, and what's going on in the World Economical Forum in the last couple of weeks, and what their plans are, and what's going to happen with the dollar. And President Trump is fine with the dollar losing its strength. So the dollar is losing its strength, and I think the dollar index is down by, I want to say 7%. It's between 6 and 7%, right? What's going on? Where I'm at, I'm in Hartford, Connecticut, northeast of the United States. It's cold. Right now where I'm at, it's about 16 degrees. Wind chill probably make it about 10 degrees. But right, so this new world and what they're going on with, like, and it's not no conspiracy stuff because it's out there. They're talking about it. They have a meeting. These mother have meetings every year, every beginning of the year. It's called in Davos, Switzerland. It's called the World Economical Forum. If you don't believe me, go check out the YouTube channel. It's called WEF YouTube channel. They even got Instagram and all that. Hashtag WEF. You find out what's going on, right? So what other stuff did they discuss, right? Other than the dollar losing index. Now we're going to talk about the BRICS. And what's the BRICS? What are the BRICS? I'm not talking about the BRICS of, you know, the white stuff that people be pushing, you know. I'm not talking about the red bricks that people use to build business. I'm talking about the BRICS nation, and how the BRICS nation is also part of the reason why the dollar is losing its power, right? Compared to the dollar index, this new world stuff, right? Ain't no new world order. It's just new world, what we living through, what's going through. So the BRICS, what we have in the BRICS, what we have, oh gosh, my mind. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Did I miss anything? No, I think that was it. Those are the core BRICS nation. And what the BRICS nation is, they come together and they want to trade within their currency or within their assets of what they have, right? So the BRICS nation say if they want to do some trade within the currency of the yen, or not even the yen, what is it? Oh gosh, I forgot the name of the Chinese money. Jeez, whatever, I lost my thought, right? But those nations are some powerful nations, right? Powerful nations, especially when they're put together, right? Once again, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, forming the BRICS nation. And then you have other people who are also in the, I think they call it the BRICS Plus. And I think, I want to say it's Australia, I'm not sure about Saudi Arabia, a few other things, right? But check those out, right? And how the BRICS nation and how their correlation, I think Canada is even trying to, Canada's trying to get away from the U.S., right? Because I think even Canada's doing some stuff with the BRICS nation. But the BRICS nation, they trade within their own currencies, and they don't have to have the backing of the U.S. dollar, right? The U.S. dollar, they're not banking on the U.S. dollar because the U.S. dollar is backed by faith, and it's not backed by the gold reserves anymore. So now a lot of countries, basically, their reserves is backed by the U.S. currency, and they're trying to move away from the U.S. currency because a lot of people are saying, you know, in order to do a transaction, I have to do it in U.S. dollars or, you know, in the reserve currency of the U.S. dollars. But we want to start trying to move away from that, and that's what's going on. So that's how the dollar is losing its significant strength. It's a few other things that happened at the World Economical Forum, and it's not a new world order. It's not no new world order, what you would say, jeez, what we call it, jeez, my gosh, it's not no new world order conspiracy or anything, right? Jesus Christ. Jay Dings, what's going on? How you doing? Shout outs to you. It's not no new world order or anything like that because this information is out there. information is out there. It's published. It's on the World Economical Forum. All of that stuff. You can get that information publicly, and ooh, look at that old school boy, Mercury. I'm gonna have to come back on it because some of the stuff I'm losing my thought of what happened at the World Economic Forum, because there was so many things that was going on at that World Economical Forum, right? So many information, so much data, and all type of things that they was talking about. So I'm going to run this errand real quick, right? And then I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna have to put it in the four-wheeler. And then I'm gonna come back on another live. We're gonna discuss more about what's going on with this new world stuff. This new world stuff, right? Jay Dings, what's going on? Hello, how you doing, Jay Dings? Shout out to you. Masud Pervs, where you at? I'm in Hartford, Connecticut. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. What else? But yeah, let me know what other questions y'all got on here, man. I'm gonna come back on another live. We're gonna discuss some more because there's a lot of things that's going on, especially with that Davos, man. But I'll be right back on here. I'll be right back on here later on. We're gonna talk some more about it. All right? So y'all continue to be safe. Peace.